Jon, Rachel, Tim, what do you want to answer a question on?
Can we have the lady with the knife and fork? She looks angry about what's about to happen, and I want to find out why.
OK, all right. Well, your related question, OK? Worst thing on a date, a fussy eater or someone who drinks too much?
If they're a fussy eater, you can just eat their food. Done. I'm happy.
So that would be a good thing for you, a positive
That'd be
thing.
fine, as long as they actually go to the restaurant to start with, because I did go out with someone that would only eat, like, yellow stuff. When I was young, he'd only eat, like, chicken nuggets and chips, so...
So you'd go out to a restaurant and you go, do you have anything yellow?
Would you go to a custard house? One of London's very fine custard houses.
How many dates did you have with this guy?
I went out with him for 3 years.
Jon, are you a fussy eater?
No, I'm fairly easygoing. It's the drinking that concerns me. They have to drink. Especially on a date where it's awkward anyway. You don't want someone who's going to remember
Non-drinkers are difficult. I respect their decision to not drink, but it makes life very, very hard. It's like having a different religion. It's fine, they can crack on with it, but I don't want to be with them, so...
I find a heavy drinker on a date very much a positive. But if they're hammered, you know...
It's kind of different for the man
It's a
or the
clincher.
woman.
Yeah.
The men might try and push drinks on the women, but if the woman can't really do anything with the drunk man.
Yes, you can.
I went on a stag do once to Edinburgh, right? The stag was a very, very dear friend of mine. And this is a prime example of alcohol makes you go over the line, right? We're watching the FA Cup final between Liverpool and Arsenal. Half-time, we're all sat around having a couple of pints. My mate turns around and says, it's boring, this, isn't it? I'm like, yeah, pretty much. Give me 5 minutes. And he went upstairs and he came down in his dressing gown with a can of deodorant. And he just got on the microphone, you know, like they do in a local pub. He went, ladies and gentlemen, the human fireball! And he sprayed himself in deodorant and lit it. And then he got the belt from the robe. The human fireball would like to introduce to you the helicopter. So he got the belt from his dressing gown, wrapped it around his penis, and then pulled it really fast, and his willy went...
I thought we agreed we were never going to talk about this afterwards.
What alcohol does, it brings out the competition element of the male. So what happened next was, another friend said, well, watch this. Everyone give me your coppers. So everyone coppered up. You know, like, you won't know about that because you're posh. So everyone put, like, the pennies in and the 2p's. He put 83 pence in pennies down his foreskin. Yeah. And then he started coughing and they all individually dropped out. Now, that's a party trick.
How did he find out he could do that?
Because he was drunk, Jimmy!
You sure it wasn't Darren Brown's stag do?
OK, all right, so what's worse on a date, a fussy eater or someone who drinks too much?
We're going to go fussy eater.
Booze.
Someone who will only eat booze.
What are you going for?
We're going for someone who drinks too much.
OK, Sean, what are you going to go for?
Probably heavy drinking is worse.
I can tell you, you are right. Yes! 63% of people said someone who drinks too much is worse than a fussy eater. I think a fussy eater is worse. If she won't put that in her mouth, she's not going to like what I've got planned for dessert. Oh, this tastes of coppers. Biggest turn-off on a date?
Oh.
Go on, Claudia.
A fancy car. There's something wrong with a man who has to drive a nice car. I won't get in it. I won't sleep with them, I won't talk to them, I will just immediately close the door and say bye-bye.
What would be your ideal vehicle of choice? Would it be like a minicab?
No, I'd like a very old, dilapidated car, perhaps that you would have to get into from the back. Nothing would work. Man, he's wearing a fisherman's sweater. Maybe he's got some paint on his hands, because actually he's an artist as well as a fisherman. His hair's like that. He's singing to Duran Duran. He'd get it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'd fuck him as well. This is your fantasy. This is...
What does your husband drive?
I don't know, I don't let him out the house.
The biggest turn-off on a date, what do you think, Sean?
Well, I made a big mistake once when I was at a bar with this woman and I thought it was quite cool. I said 2 glasses of champagne, and then I remembered, I said, oh, and a saucer of milk for my rat. And that put her right off.
Jack, what do you think? Worst thing on a date?
One of the worst things, and I've done this, is I met a girl this is many years ago for a drink in the bar on a first date, and what you mustn't do ever is start a small fire in their hair. I was lighting a cigarette, and you know how a little tiny bit of the match can come off sometimes? Flicked up, and it landed in her hair as she was looking that way, and it went like that, and there was some smoke coming from the back of her head, and she said, "Can you smell burning?" And I had to say, "No, I can't."
Biggest turn-off I've been on a date is M4 Junction 15. Sweeps down and back up. You don't really... It just looks that big, but because you're going uphill, you get to the lights and you get a lovely view of Swindon there. And there's a drive-through Costa on the left. Lucky girl.
What do you think, Josh? You strike me as quite a ladies' man.
No, I'm not good. I went on a date that was so bad at one point. We were struggling for conversation so much, she got out her phone and started choosing a new ringtone.
How old was she? About 11? What did she choose? Like, "Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me," or something?
It was the funeral march that she chose. No, she just chose, you know, the traditional ring.
She wasn't right for you, Josh. She wasn't right for you. I can smell a bitch like that a mile. Wish she'd have had a little bit of cider on the old lip.
I had another bad incident when I was meeting a girl and I was meeting her outside the pub and I thought I was quite tired. And when I'm quite tired, I think if I do a few stretches, it'll wake me up. Right. I didn't see her coming, so as she was walking down the street, it looked like I was limbering up.
What were you doing? What kind of move? Show us the move.
Well, so you start with something simple, but it was a long... I didn't realise it was a long street, so it would have started like that.
Yeah, sure.
It got quite pelvic by the end. So there was kind of that, and then kind of...
Waiting for a girl.
Waiting for a girl just working on those hamstrings.
Yeah.
You don't want to pull one of those at a vital moment later.
Yeah, it was a disaster. Yeah. This whole thing's really brought up some bad memories for me.
I've never felt so good.
OK, so biggest turn-off on a date? What do we think? Let's get some answers.
I don't know, bad breath.
B.O.
I think B.O.
B.O. say.
is the right answer.
Oh, I quite like the look of old Freddie.
So, Fred, you present first date. So we asked our studio audience, would you go on a blind date?
I've never been on a blind date, but I did take my mum to Nando's after she had a detached retina operation.
Judi?
I would go on a blind date.
Have you been on a blind date?
I've been on a blind date before. His name was Adam, but when I turned up, he looked like Amanda. And I had a lucky escape because I just walked away because, obviously, he was expecting someone called Lindsay with blonde hair.
It's quite nice because there's no investment, isn't it? Like, you don't know the person. If you don't like them, you're never going to see them again. So you can just go, right, you're not a keeper, so don't speak because I want to enjoy my dinner. It's rare I get a night away from my husband. So I'm just going to sit here and enjoy my dinner. And you don't have to... you know when you're, like, younger and you go, oh, don't eat that food on a date and don't eat that food on a date because you won't... But as you get older, you let all that go. Like, I'll just put on a feed bag and just like... shush, I'm on a blind.
You've got to be really careful with that mime, I think, when we're talking about dating. Nish, have you ever been on a blind date?
Yeah, with actually a girl who did something very similar.
Just said, don't speak.
Well, I've never been on a blind date, and I think if I went on one now, my girlfriend would be semi-furious. But I don't really see, like... It seems like quite an exciting thing. But do people go on blind dates anymore? I thought everybody was just...
Yeah, but that's like a blind date, really, online, because they don't look nothing like what they look like on the picture.
Especially if they tell you they're blonde and called Lindsay.
Have you been on Tinder? Have you ever been on Tinder?
I have, but the only thing I did on it was have, like, really disgusting, sexy conversations with really, really weird men.
How was it weird?
We're just being like, I'm a little mouse and I want some butter.
OK, I'm made of questions right now. You're a little mouse and you want some butter. Any other
just
examples?
So many weird... I'm really
Okay.
weird, just like, do you want to come and nibble on my bread tits? Are you a little rat like me? Squeak, squeak. And, you know, it was very, like, rodent-based. And then you just realise you're on your own on a Sunday afternoon in bed being like... This one man was like, I'm going to come, where are you? And I said, where are you? And he said, Tesco's.
Cilla Black must be turning in her flipping grave.
Fred, is there any hope for Natasia?
I don't know, actually.
And he believes in, like, love.
The world is very big.
Like my panties, but listen...
You're currently in a relationship, yes?
Yes.
And what was your first date like?
It was great.
Where did you go?
We went to a local place in Peckham, and, yeah, we had a good time.
Was that you found your partner over here?
Yeah.
Are you going to say you could have been a contender now?
Of course!
How would you, if Fred was single, OK, what would you do now to sort of... What would be your approach?
You know something, Freddie? We have the jerk sauce. And it hot.
I like it medium.
I met my husband through a blind date.
Really?
I did.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I wasn't on the blind date with him. I went on a blind date because I'd been single for quite a long time, so I'd gone a bit feral. And someone set me up on a blind date, and I went on the blind date, and it was shit. But he introduced me to my now husband.
Oh.
I do think this is a nice idea in it, blind date. You might find romance through that person.
Yeah, see it as an opportunity to network.
Yes, it's networking, absolutely.
Nish, have you dating history once?
Oh, you know, Jimmy, I will have kissed my fair share of women. Brackets 3. I was Mr. French at university, French kissing. No, I mean, listen, it's a miracle that I ever managed to sexualise any lady.
Well, I mean, when you speak like that, you really feel like...
Ted Bundy confession tape.
OK, so we asked our studio audience, would you ever go on a blind date? What do you think?
Yeah.
Yes.
These people, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, the answer is yes. 56% of our studio audience
There you
would go on a blind date. On the 90s TV show Blind Date, you chose a person based on the sound of their voice. Silly, really. Now we have Naked Attraction, where you just pick your favourite cock and balls. John, Carol, Tony, what do you like the look of?
Well, not to make an awkward situation, but I like the look of Lewis.
OK, here's your question. Most women would rather date a gymnast than a footballer. True or false?
Well, you see, for me, I'd rather a gymnast, because they're fitter, they've got bigger muscles, haven't they?
Go on, show us the guns. Come on.
Look at those biceps. That's like
gymnasts
proper.
are a lot less rapey than footballers. So that's good, isn't it? I know that. I happen to know that because I coached the Chinese Olympic gymnastic team in the Olympics. You know the one where you run across the mat? Flo. I was good at that.
So he might be... and a lot of this is very technical stuff you might not understand.
Yeah.
Because he's at the coaching level.
I could do a flip for you.
What flip can you do?
I could do a flip back flip.
No, you can't do a back flip.
Yeah. Just a sec. I need to have everything.
I didn't think you could look any weirder.
That's quick. I'm not as nippy as I used to be, I'll tell you.
So what do you think? A footballer or a gymnast?
The only time I've ever spent an evening with a footballer was a long time ago.
Tell me everything.
No. I just happened to be standing next to a footballer, and there were a lot of girls who were handing their number to him and all sorts of things to him.
And were you adding up all the numbers and dividing them?
I would go for gymnast because I hate clammy hands, and they always have talc on them. I just hate, like, you know, sticky tacky. Yeah.
See, that's why I wouldn't. I don't like chalky tits.
Chalky tits? Sounds like a terrible nickname.
Who's going to be there? Chalky tits will be there, yeah.
But they can't turn it off, can they, gymnast? So the sex with the gymnast is fine, but the dismount...
It's all about the dismount, I've said this before.
So do you end up by the side of the bed with your knees straight?
Bent. I look for recognition, she gives me the nod, I can go make the cup of tea.
So, did you get into gymnastics because of the poontang? Poontang, the North Korean pommel horse champion.
The attention has been nice since the Olympics, I'm not going to lie. I mean, my feet, I haven't really had a chance to touch the floor yet, but when you go out...
It's all about the dismount.
I read an interview with you, Lewis, though, where you said you would rather spoon a girl than have sex with her.
Yep.
Because even I read that and I thought, nice.
If it's my girlfriend, it's different. If it's just some person I've met and they seem nice, then yeah, I'd rather have a nice spoon, wake up next day.
Yeah.
You're such a lovely man. Well, what do you think, John? Footballer or gymnast? What would you go with?
But I think, you know, most women, Jimmy, just want to be loved.
I think all women want different things, don't they? Just like all people.
I think women like being patronised.
I think some women...
What do you think, Alice? A footballer or a gymnast, if you had to date one of them?
I think I'd have to go gymnast, and not just because of the members of my team, obviously.
I'd rather date a footballer than a gymnast. Because gymnasts, most of them are underage, aren't they?
You're a lot shorter than I remember, Sean.
Yeah, what's going on?
Why are you sitting like that?
Yeah, you're a lot...
Where are his hands? Where are his hands?
I'm not... I haven't... What are you talking about? I'm shorter.
You're shorter than I remember you being.
Well, I'm sorry if you're not happy with the height that I've presented to you tonight. I'm sorry. I didn't remember being booked on 8 out of 10 tallest people. I wasn't put on this show for that reason. I was put on this show for some of the opinions I've got on some very, very serious issues. Now, let's
You look like you've got tiny little hands. It's really freaking me out, man.
But he is limber, like a gymnast.
I know.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
A lot of people are uncomfortable because of my height and my arm span. So surely someone as short as you shouldn't have big, long arms like this. There you go. Sorry about that.
Are you auditioning for the role of Mr. Tickle? So you're an incredible sportsman, we all know that, Sean.
Yeah.
Did you come closer to being a professional footballer or a gymnast?
I know, I was rubbish at football and never did any gymnastics. At my school, they said you can do fencing. And they had 2 swords and 1 mask, so someone was going to lose an eye.
OK, let's get some answers on this. So most women would rather date a gymnast than a footballer. What do you think over here?
I think, sadly, the answer is false.
OK, you think it's false? And what do you think, Sean?
True.
You think true?
Because women are totally deluded and liars. Falsehood lies in their breasts. Their hearts are forged on a revolving wheel, and they will spike your soul and bury it in the ground.
Sounds about right.
Well, I can tell you the answer is true. 57% of women would rather date a gymnast than a footballer. Worst thing you can do on a date. What's your date?
Is it celebrate your 3-minute anniversary?
Woo! Congratulations!
You must have been on a lot of dates, you know this.
I've had some nightmare dates. I went out on a first date a while back, actually, and this is honest to God truth. And it was going quite well. Got into some conversation about scars, bizarrely, and we're saying, oh, what's your biggest scar? And I'm like, oh, I got a scar on my arm. They're like, what about you? And she said, mine's internal. I was like, what? She goes, yeah, I was having sex with this guy a while back, and he was so well endowed, he ruptured me inside. There's more. She goes, I went to hospital, I almost died. How self-assured do I look? I'm like, I can't promise that, but I'll do my best.
Can I take this opportunity to apologise?
Well, I like to, first date, first thing, go have a Chinese burn. And then I lay out all the photos of them going to and from work for the last 2 weeks. And I go, Don't like those shoes? They'll have to go.
Take your mum.
That is the right answer.
Wow.
Yes, the worst thing you can do on a date is bring your parents. I took my girlfriend on a date and my parents just happened to be there. I say date, it was my nana's funeral. There was food and booze and everyone got dressed up. What does she want?
Oh, look who it is. Fred Sirieix.
Fred Sirieix from First Dates. There he is. All right, so here's your related question. What's the worst thing to do on a first date? Is it talk about an ex or drink too much?
Ooh. What do you want? I mean, you've seen it all, Freddie.
I think it's about both.
What, drinking too much and talking about it?
Yeah, the more you drink, the more you talk about your ex.
And the drinking thing is dangerous because sometimes you sit down and it's on a first date with someone and you're thinking, OK, I don't like him, he's shouting a bit, I don't like his opinion about that. And then you have a glass of wine and you're like, meh.
He seems fine.
We've just opened a hotel, actually. The First Dates Hotel.
What do you mean, a hotel? Like, do you mean so, like, you're encouraging them to have sex on the first date? Why are you having a hotel?
Because it gives people more opportunity to meet and they have more time to get to know each other.
brains out. Do you get girls on dates go up to you and go,
I'd rather have you?
Yeah.
All the time.
Oh, my God. I'm not surprised.
That's why he does the show.
But that's why he got the hotel.
Doing that with his key cards.
I think so.
OK, so let's get back to the question on this. So, what's the worst thing to do on a first date? Talk about an ex or drink too much? So, Desiree, what do you think?
I feel like the ex thing is going to be way worse than the getting drunk thing. I feel like half of first dates are about getting drunk.
Yeah.
Like, you walk in there, you see the person, you're like, nope, let's do this, let's get it out the door. Like, I only have friends I've dated, first dates I've screwed, and people I'm never seeing again. So, like, if I walk in there and I'm just kind of like, you know in, like, the first, like, less than a minute where it's going.
Do you know how I know straight away? Like, forget about exes or drinking. If you go for a curry and the, like, 5 poppadoms comes out and they just crush it down the middle.
Oh, pisses me off.
Get out.
So they crush, if they crush the poppadoms...
they just crush them all and share them. Yeah, why don't you fuck off and I'll eat my own poppadom?
What's the problem with the crushing these? OK, worst thing that's ever happened to you on a date?
Once, I went out with a guy, and he didn't tell me he had a girlfriend, so I found out when I woke up in his house, and he'd gone to work, and she let herself in, and I was only wearing tights, because he had a thing about tights. It's a good thing to sort of bring up. I'm not into that.
So genuinely, he didn't mention...
No!
Also, on a first date, to go straight into tight fetish, he's full on, isn't he? He's not messing about. He says, what I like, when I like, are you up for it? Bosh.
Rob, worst thing on a date?
Oh, this is bad, though.
Yeah, go on.
Basically, in the morning, I shit myself. So what I did was, like, in just the pants, but luckily it didn't go anywhere, like, on the bedroom, it was just in the pants. So basically, I got my pants and put them in a plastic bag, and then I went out of the shower, got ready, and I thought, what I did is I just pick the plastic bag up and drop it in a street bin.
Yeah, great.
Classic. Did not remember to pick up the plastic bag. I thought, what can I do here? So I just texted and said, there's a bag on your bed, pick it up, put it in a street bin, and never look in it. And then she texts back going, I did it, and I did look in it.
Yeah.
Never trust a fart.
Never trust a fart.
I feel like that's not going to be one of your opening monologues on first dates. But as I always say, never trust a fart.
So, Aisling, let's get towards an answer on this. So, talk about an ex or drink too much. What do you reckon it would be?
I think I'm going to let the expert decide. So, which do you think it is? Which is worst?
Maybe drinking too much.
We're going
so
for drinking
you think drinking too much?
Yeah.
Sarah, what
I think it's the exact opposite. I think talking about an ex is worse.
I have to agree with Sarah. Désolé, mon ami.
C'est pas grave.
Oh, I know. Just said Brexit means Brexit.
What do you think, Rob?
I think maybe drinking too much.
It depends what you like when you're drunk, though, because some people can just, like my brother, he drinks a lot, but he'll just fall asleep. No matter where he is. But then me, when I'm drunk, I'm one of them people that people have to come up to and go, right, yeah,
home time now. I think you should go home.
I think it's the ex thing still.
Really?
Because,
I think
like,
ex is worse.
Is the way worse. Like, if your brother is the one who's the drunk who falls asleep, I'm just going to take his wallet. That was a great date.
Yeah.
It was an excellent date. Perfectly. I'm up when I leave.
So you think talking about your ex?
Yeah, for sure.
You think talking about your ex?
I think talking about your ex is a lot worse than
Cool. Yeah. We're going to go for drinking.
He's in charge, he's gone to his head. So you've gone drink, you've gone ex. OK. Well, I can tell you, the worst thing you can do on a date is talk about your ex.
Yeah!
Yes, the worst thing you can do on a date is talk about your ex. That's why when I'm on a first date, I always just complain about my current girlfriend. Biggest turn-off on a date?
Smelly helmet.
I was going to say burping, that is outrageous.
That amazing. Well, I suppose the equivalent for boys is disco fanning.
I heard someone describe it once as being a bit gamey.
Gamey?
Not mine! Not mine!
Have you ever seen The Great Wall of Vagina? Yes. Isn't it beautiful? It's a wonderful work of art, I think my favourite, actually, where about 70 vulvas are cast in stone.
Yeah. Do you know what, Tom? If somebody had asked me to guess your favourite work of art, that would not have been...
No, I think it's curious. I think it's because I'm so familiar with the other. I want to see it.
Just he keeps on giving.
Do you know, whenever, like, because as women, we get our bits looked at all the time, don't we? Like nurses, gynecologists, fuck it, I'll let the window cleaner have a look. Everyone. Every time a nurse or a gynecologist has looked at my bits, they've told me I've got a lovely cervix. Right? Now, I don't know what that means, but I do know that in my life, I've been told my cervix is lovely way more than I've been told my face is.
Did they say that? That's a lovely one. You can eat your dinner off that.
I think it just means that it's got good blood flow and it's sort of shiny. I used to be a nurse, so you can tell, can't you?
You used to be a nurse?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that. How fascinating. Have you seen a lot of them then?
Quite a lot, yeah. The most disturbing thing I've ever seen is it can happen sometimes when people get old, things get a little bit change place. I've seen a woman shit out of her vagina, that's what I'm doing.
Katherine Ryan!
Look, they get what they pay for.
Yeah. That wins, that's worse than smelly helmet.
Funny story, that's how it got smelly. Oh, thank you. No, thank you. A new low. What's the worst thing that's ever happened to you on a date, Tom?
Oh, I went to a Damien Hirst exhibition with a date, and he wouldn't go in the butterfly room.
Is that a euphemism, Tom?
No, no. No, it was this beautiful, capacious room with sugared walls, and the butterflies were flying all around us. And he darted out in acute fear.
So I went on a date once with this guy, and he had a laugh like the Count from Sesame Street.
Jimmy?
I thought, I can't have that, that would drive me mad.
You know what?
Different to yours, Jimmy.
You know what show you're on, right?
I don't normally go on dates. I just sort of start sleeping with my friends. But if a waiter or a hotel concierge calls that man Mr. Ryan, I'm just like, oh. I just start packing his bags right then and there. They call him Mr. Ryan because obviously that's the reservation, that's the credit card. He's fine with me paying for everything. But as soon as the waiter calls him Mr. Ryan, I know he's out in 3 weeks. So now I've set my Tinder perimeters to only guys called Mr. Ryan.
OK, let's get some answers on this. So, biggest turn-off on a date?
Well, I had someone burp at me on a date once.
What, as he leant in for a kiss, or just...?
No, he just wanted to be rude to me, so he burped at me.
Bad boy.
He slurped his drink, leaned back and went, ugh. Yeah, so I think the biggest turn-off on a date is probably manners.
Well, rudeness?
What, it's a kind of rudeness. What's causing the rudeness?
Oh, getting drunk. Pissed. Getting drunk on a date.
That's the right answer, yeah.
Well done.
Katherine, Angela, Jamali, what do you like the look of?
We'll go for the happy man and woman looking at a laptop.
OK, well, you picked the working colleagues flirting. Here's your related question. Most people would not date a colleague true or false?
I think that's false.
You think most people would date a colleague?
Yeah,
Have
I
you
think-
dated a colleague? Bit of one-show gossip.
No.
You haven't?
No. Angela's a model, and who wants to date a male model? Just have a wank and call it a day.
Would you ever date a colleague, Jamali?
I wouldn't, like, date another comedian because we're all psychos.
Catherine, have you ever dated anyone at work?
Of course, people are dating colleagues. Who else are you going to date?
Yeah.
A colleague, to me, is just a man with a job, and that's good enough.
Depends where you work, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Broadmoor, no. Spearmint Rhino, yes.
Catherine, you used to work in a bar. Was there any romance there?
No, but I fucked the manager because I wanted to leave early.
How many hours did you get off the normal work shift for fucking a manager?
I just got to leave whenever I wanted, but I felt like I was playing him.
Yeah.
I actually had a crush on him as well, so it wasn't like
win-win,
torture. And also, I had my sights. Like, I wasn't fucking the line cooks. I was sucking off the manager.
Straight to the top, innit? Yeah.
Thank you. Someone is a manager of a restaurant. Thank you, sir.
You've got aspirations. I can't be mad at that.
Do you know what?
Sound like her boyfriend. You're home early, you've got aspirations, do what you got to do.
I feel really bad for your husband now every time. Oh, you're home early.
This was before Me Too. Now I see there's a bit of a power imbalance there, but we didn't think it at the time because it's such a matriarchy. We had so many women like collaborating and working together that a few of us were fucking at the time.
This geezer was filling his boots, wasn't he? Yeah, you can go home early. Sweet.
He was there on his own for 8 hours. All the staff are gone, don't know why.
Poor fella, it was worn down to a nub.
Absolute costume of a geezer wandering around. Right to work again.
Have you ever dated a colleague at work, Maisie?
As Jamali said, like, as a comic, you're basically asking me what's your type, a narcissist in tears. Like, it's horrible. Like, no. Well, but also, like, with being a comic, I just get home and compare myself. My boyfriend now, he runs a cocktail bar. Like, I'll be honest, if he comes home with best bartender of the year, I'll still be like, well, it should have been me.
What if he comes home early?
Then I will drop kick Catherine in the face.
What about you? Did you ever have a regular job before sort of TV madness took over? What did you used to do for a living?
So I worked as a fire protection officer.
Give over.
I swear to God.
Give
so,
over.
so I was working at the BBC White City. I was working there. Basically, I'd go into a room and I'd have to try and think, like, if there's a fire in this room, I'd have to contain it. So the BBC's fucking... It's going to go up like a fucking tinderbox. I did. Honestly, I cut so many corners there, it was unreal.
You go out with people you work with, like...
Yeah, but not another fire protection officer. Like,
OK, have you ever dated a colleague?
yeah, acting-wise, I dated a young lady called Cara Twinton who played my sister in EastEnders.
Wow.
I met Stacey when I was doing The Jungle, so she spent a bit of time out there. And
What about doing panto? Anyone?
anyone on panto? When you were doing panto, though, was there anyone?
No, come on, I can't do that.
Well, when you were on panto, though, was there...
Sorry. You're such a dick.
Look, well, let's just say Grumpy wasn't grumpy anymore.
Would you date a colleague? Rob, have you ever dated a colleague?
Not fucking has he. Who would date him? You're laughing, yeah?
So let me get some answers on this. So most people would not date a colleague. True or false? What are you going to say, Rob?
I think people would date a colleague, I'd say.
So you're saying false?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's false.
All right, what do you think, Kathy?
I want to go home early. True.
Go home early. OK, well, I can tell you the answer is false. 73% of people would date a colleague. There's nothing sexier than secretly dating someone at work, exchanging illicit glances and calling each other by your secret pet names whilst your colleagues don't suspect a thing. Isn't that right, Big Knob Rob?